All right,
Yes.
this is Triple Threat Podcast. I'm Owen Fogarty.
Ben Pern.
Jordan Harper.
We just talked college football. Week 6 of college football just happened. There were a lot of good games. Miami versus Florida State, Vanderbilt at Alabama, and Texas at Florida. And also the Nebraska game. So Ben, you want to dive deep into like Nebraska's analytics and what's their strengths and weaknesses are and stuff.
So for the Nebraska game, their strength is, I'd say, as always, their defense. Like, their defense has always been good, always probably will be good. Their offense, though, did pretty good in this game. They just did good. They did what they needed to do. I think Dylan Earl had a couple key passes. I think one was like a 59-yard screen or something. But, yeah, overall the whole team played well. And then MSU, struggled for – I think they had 2 interceptions in that game, so –
Yeah, I felt that there were a lot of both teams were kind of beating themselves down. I feel like if both teams could have corrected their mistakes, that game could have panned out a lot differently for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like Dim Raiola kind of struggled for a part of the game.
Yeah, I definitely think
with that interception.
Yeah.
I think that was that his first interception of the year?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's
So-
been pretty good so far.
Yeah, so I think that was his first. Miami versus Florida State. Miami put up 28 points and Florida State put up 22. That was a really good game. The total yards for Miami was 338, and the total yards for Florida State was 404. So I feel like Florida State definitely could have won that game. It was a really close one. But I just feel like Miami just like gets the job done when they because they're ranked number 2 right now.
Number 2 or 3.
Yeah, so Miami's a really good football team. If I was Florida State, I'd be proud of that loss. I mean, I know you lost, but Miami's also a really good football team, so I wouldn't hang my head about that game. Jordan, do you want to get a little deeper into those stats in that game?
Yeah, I feel like turnovers were a big thing. Like Florida State at 3 turnovers, that's probably a big thing that cost them because Miami has 0 turnovers. But they had 241 passing yards, 20 out of 27 for the passes. They have 4 touchdowns, and then Florida State 25 out of 45 pass attempts. That's just. I feel like if they fix up their mistakes, they could have won. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Ben, who were the notable performances in that game?
So Carson Beck, obviously, he goes 20 for 27 with 241 passing yards, and he threw for 4 touchdowns. And then Malachi Toney, he had 7 receptions on 170 yards and caught 2 of those touchdown passes. He did really good. And for Florida State, Tommy Castellanos threw 28 for 45, which is about 50%, so not too great. But he had 272 yards, but he threw a lot more passes than Carson Beck did. And he did have 2 interceptions, but he also had 2 turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Then they rushed for 57 yards. It was really a passing game, by all means.
Yeah, totally. Also, another really great game. Alabama takes down Vanderbilt. Going into that game, Vanderbilt was undefeated,
Yeah.
but they lost. The score was 30-14 Alabama. The total yards for Vanderbilt were 333, and the total yards for Alabama were 486. So that's obviously a big difference. Just Alabama just simply outplayed them. So Vanderbilt had 55 plays, and they had 6.1 yards per play. And for that other stat, it was 7 yards per play for Alabama. So there was obviously a key difference not much of a difference for rushing. Only 10 yards apart, but yeah. But what big mistake Vanderbilt had? They had three turnovers. That wasn't great. Alabama only had one, so that just shows that Alabama, when they get the ball, they get their job done. Jordan, do you want to go through the top performers in that game?
All right, so we got Ty Simpson, the Alabama QB. He went 23 for 31 for 340 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Jam Miller, the Bama running back, he actually rushed for 136 yards and had a touchdown. Vanderbilt's Cedric Alexander had a big 64-yard touchdown run. But Alabama's offense was just more explosive because if you look at the stats, rushing-wise, Vanderbilt only had 3.8 yards per carry. And then Alabama, that's a really big, not too big of a difference, but 7.1 yards per carry for rushing is definitely more better.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely an advantage. Let's get a little into the Texas at Florida game. Ben, do you want to break that game down?
So Texas at Florida, the floor was Florida defeated Texas actually 29-21. So Texas kind of fallen off. I mean, I can't lie. Arch Manning only threw for 262 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also had 2 interceptions. So he wasn't too bad, but if you take those interceptions out, it's a good game. But yeah, that was about it that I had for that game.
Yeah, I feel like Texas definitely had a lot of potential going into the season. They were ranked number 1 or 2
Yeah,
until they lost to Ohio State.
they're preseason too.
I don't know if Arch Manning is the guy. He just hasn't been performing very well. I know he can run, really very athletic, but I just don't think he can pass well enough to be a starting quarterback in the SEC. That's just how I feel about him. Obviously, he could do really good for the next couple games, but I just feel like he shouldn't be the guy for that game.
Yeah.
And the shocker that everyone didn't expect, UCLA versus Penn State.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy to me. So UCLA takes down Penn State 42-37. Jordan, do you want to get a little deeper into those statistics?
Yeah. So the thing with UCLA versus Penn State, like UCLA, they scored on their first 5 drives, and that really was a big thing. But it was 42-37. UCLA had 446 yards compared to Penn State's 357 yards. But UCLA rushed for 280 yards, and Penn State was only 127 yards. I feel like UCLA really wanted to win this after. They didn't have any wins before this?
I don't
know.
They weren't very good. I know that because they have last year's Tennessee quarterback. He was a 5-star, but he transferred to UCLA. But I don't think they've done pretty well.
Yeah, they're 1-4.
Okay,
that was their
yeah.
first. That was
their
their
first
first
win.
win. I think they just really wanted that win after having 0 wins for week 5. I think they
Yeah.
really wanted it for the week 6.
Yeah.
You want to tell us about the passing yards, Ben?
All right, so passing, Nico Limavela, 17 for 24 passing yards for only 166 yards. And then, he threw for 3 touchdowns, but yeah. And that's all I really had for him because UCLA, I don't really think that, Penn State's quarterback is really that good. Because, I don't know. He just looks like bad when you watch him play. It's just, hard to watch.
What is it? His speed, his throwing. What's wrong?
Oh, a bit of everything, dude. I've seen some throws from him that are just so crazy.
Yeah, especially in that Oregon game. That interception, the very last play, I thought that was a pretty bad throw. Who knows? Nebraska plays Penn State in a couple weeks, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's a winnable game.
It really is.
I think earlier in the season, everyone expected Penn State to just be just like the powerhouse to beat everyone. But I feel like UCLA really showed them who they were in this game. And I feel like if Nebraska beats Penn State, and they went out for the rest of their games, they could definitely make the playoffs for
Yeah.
sure.
Penn State,
100%.
they not ranked. They were ranked before that game.
Penn State is.
They were ranked like
probably
number
still ranked. I
7
don't know if they're still ranked or not.
for that game, but I don't know if they're in the hunt for playoffs anymore because they have 2 losses under their belt.
Memphis is ranked. Shocker.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're not ranked anymore.
Yeah, they were ranked before that game. If I'm sure,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
they were. That's a big drop.
yeah. Obviously they can turn things around, but if the really deciding factor going into that game is if they lose to Nebraska. I feel like if Nebraska beats them, Nebraska's gonna be in really good position
Yeah.
to make the playoffs. So what do you guys think about Nebraska's like record so far? Go a little deeper into their schedule. How do you guys feel so far?
Well, I think we did pretty good. So, because our only loss is to a top 25 team that we only lost by 3, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And every single other one of our games,
Mm-hmm.
it's either been, it's like a 1-score game at least. So, and then every other game besides this Michigan State game has been at least 2 scores or 3 scores. So,
Yeah, totally.
I feel like having Dylan Raiola at QB and Emmett Johnson at running back. I feel like they're actually like good key players.
Yeah, that's definitely a good combination.
very.
So Nebraska plays Maryland, Minnesota, Northwestern, USC, UCLA, and then Penn State on November 22nd. I feel like that really gives them time to prepare for that Penn State game. 'Cause I feel like you got to win these Big Ten games in order for the Big Ten tournament. So these next 6 games are big. Final stretch of the season that you have to finish strong for sure. I definitely do think we can beat Maryland, Minnesota, Northwestern, UCLA. I don't think UCLA is that great. 1-4.
Except they lucky win.
Yeah.
They just had their game. Like everyone.
Yeah. They
different
prepared
games.
very well
Yeah,
for
they
that
did.
game.
Yeah.
I think everyone has that type of football game.
Yeah.
USC, I definitely think Nebraska can win that.
Yeah.
But if Nebraska beats Penn State, Nebraska is definitely gonna have a good chance at playoffs
Yeah.
in the Big Ten tournament. So yeah, and then the game that everyone is, talking about at the end of the season every year, Nebraska versus Iowa. That's definitely, it's always a close game every year. It's usually only won by a touchdown or field goal. How do you guys think that game is going to go?
Well, I think this is not because of bias, but I just think that we're a better team. Like Iowa, like they don't have like I don't know what their record is right now, but I just don't think they're as good as us. Cause like sure they have like Marco Nkowski at quarterback, and they have like an actual quarterback for like the first time in a while, but like their offense has always been horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense always carries. It's just like their offense is bad.
Yeah, I saw a video of these NFL players talking about Iowa football, and they said their offense was the most outdated
Their coach is like
offense ever.
90.
Yeah, like
So-
it doesn't work. Yeah, I don't think. I think Nebraska can definitely beat Iowa.
Yeah.
Especially, I think it's at Nebraska, too.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
So I think that's definitely a winnable game for sure. What's your record, Ben?
But they're 3-2, so they're only one loss behind us.
They lost to who they lose to? Indiana. Indiana is pretty good.
Indiana is pretty good too.
And who else? They lost to Iowa State.
Yeah, so Nebraska's like in the middle of the rankings for Big Ten, so that's not bad. I definitely do think when they beat these lower teams like Maryland, they'll definitely climb up those rankings for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was Triple Threat podcast.
Yeah.
I'm Owen Fogarty,
Bedford.
John Harper.
and this is signing off. Thank you for watching our podcast.
Yeah.
Peace.
I keep thinking triple option or triple threat.
I feel like they all like
Oh, it's a live stream. Yeah,
It
it's
is
a live
live.
stream, bro. It's streamed live on the YouTube channel.
That would be the look.